Guys, what is that? Please. What is that? I'm just gonna move a little bit away from it and come back to it. There it is. It's right on the water's edge, and the signature is getting bigger.
Just now, rocks flew out of the darkness, clear signs that we're not alone in these foreboding woods. Mireya Mayor and her team, immersed in a thick, musty fog of mystery, edge closer to a secret so chilling that it's whispered that it should never be revealed. Every hushed sound and shadow fuels their pulse-pounding trek deeper into Bigfoot's hidden realm. Are they on the brink of a discovery too startling to share? Tune in. Let's find out what Mireya Mayor is risking everything to expose in Expedition Bigfoot. The hunt for what should stay hidden. The elusive shadows of Bigfoot. The air smells musty like wet dog fur. It's unmistakable. Mireya Mayor and her team are heading into the deep, dark woods, following stories of ancient creatures that have been passed down for years. Come check this out, Mireya calls, as they try to uncover the mystery behind an elusive animal. They find some clues, but decide to keep them secret. Watch as they bravely explore the wilderness on the show Expedition Bigfoot, searching for a creature that has stayed hidden from humans for centuries. Suddenly, rocks come flying from the thick trees. Looks like someone's not happy to see us, someone jokes. They call the creature Bigfoot, or sometimes even Kakagagi. As Mireya turns to face her team, a low growl rumbles through the dense underbrush, chilling the air around them. People have been talking about strange things in these woods for a long time. There's something out there, Mireya whispers, a little nervous. Surrounded by dense trees and an eerie silence, the team feels they're on the edge of discovering something huge. As they push through the rough ground, every sound makes them jump. With thermal cameras ready, Russell and Ryan scan the area. Suddenly, a warm spot appears on a far-off tree. It doesn't match the usual background signals they're used to. As they move closer through the thick bushes, the forest noises grow louder, adding to the tension. But that wasn't the scariest part. After a loud crash nearby, Russell suggests they head towards the river. Something's off. At the water, there's a splash that might be a beaver, but the heat signature doesn't fit. Half hidden underwater, the eyes and face of something unfamiliar glow with heat. The team is puzzled, trying to make sense of what they're seeing. The sounds don't match any animal they know of. Then they stumble upon something truly unsettling. A heat signal high up in a tree, way higher than any regular animal should be. Using a drone camera, Russell catches a quick glimpse of warmth against the cold night air. Whatever it was, it disappears fast, but the excitement of the moment is real. That noise came from right here, Mireya says, and her team agrees that something was indeed sitting up unnaturally high in the tree. The leftover heat shows that whatever it was had been there just moments ago. As they venture even deeper into the forest, a heavy sense of dread takes over. They find trees arranged in a triangle, an old logging site, and a looming mountain that makes the place feel even creepier. Bryce returns to this spot, connecting it to past accidents and strange disappearances. His theory starts to form. Could all these events be linked? But this wasn't the strangest thing yet. The team keeps moving, each step drawing them further into the hidden stories of the island, leading them closer to either an incredible discovery or an unsettling truth about what might be lurking in the depths of the forest. Earlier signs of Bigfoot that had been missed led Bryce and his team back to an old abandoned site. Determined to find answers, they hoped this second trip would reveal clues they hadn't noticed before. Even though the place was silent, Bryce had a feeling they weren't alone. Trusting his gut, he directed the team to search every corner of the old logging site where the quiet felt strangely unsettling. Feeling the pressure to uncover something, Bryce looked carefully for any evidence that might explain the strange happenings. He honed in on a specific part of the site that hadn't been searched earlier. As they made their way to the nearby river, Bryce hoped they might find a footprint or a sign of DNA, anything that would prove Bigfoot had been there. Just as they reached the riverbank, something unexpected caught their eye. As they stepped further into the woods, new surprises awaited the team. Tracing thermal shadows. The team's thermal imaging camera picked up a recent heat spot, which got everyone excited. Even though the creature had slipped into the woods, the heat signal showed it wasn't far. With every step deeper into the forest, their hopes grew. They felt they were close to discovering something big. The strange noises and eerie atmosphere only pushed them to keep going, eager to find out what was behind the heat signature. But the growing tension wasn't the worst part. Despite the unknown dangers hiding in the shadows, the team's desire to find the truth kept them moving forward. The excitement of being on the verge of a new discovery filled them with energy. They couldn't help but wonder what else might be out there, hidden in the thick forest, just waiting to be found. As they advanced into the forest, confusion swirled around them. They wondered about the origin of the mysterious heat signature detected earlier. Was it merely a bird tucking itself away for the night? Or perhaps a small creature nestled among the branches? With each step deeper into the woods, the mystery only deepened, enveloping their thoughts in a thick fog of uncertainty. Over time, their journey presented new challenges. They spent weeks combing through the huge mountainous forests in Northern California. There, they stumbled upon something shocking: 2 giant nests hidden among the towering fir trees. When they analyzed some hairs found near the nests, originally thought to be from wolves, they found something strange. These hairs didn't match any known species. But this wasn't the end of the surprises. This could be the breakthrough they needed. While continuing their search deeper into the woods, they met someone who had a terrifying story to tell. A witness explained that local forest workers had run away in fear after hearing strange, human-like screams in the woods where no women were present. As if this wasn't chilling enough, the team set their sights on another expedition, this time to the Prince of Wales Island in Alaska. This island is known for its untouched wilderness and frequent Bigfoot sightings. The island's remote 60,000-acre region near the mountains had long been the center of both historic and recent encounters with these mysterious creatures. But even these recent sightings were not the most startling part. They were connected to ancient Native American legends that describe creatures beyond anything natural. The deep mysteries of Alaska's wildlands called out to the team, promising even more discoveries. Reports have come out saying that Bigfoot could be more dangerous and unpredictable in this specific area. The search team needed to be extra careful because there might be other threats too, like meat-eating animals that hunt at night. Even though the rocky land and wild animals made the journey hard, the team's determination to prove Bigfoot is real never faded. For years, locals have shared stories about strange creatures, and many of the tales from indigenous people describe them as creatures from another world. The crew had to be cautious, not just because of Bigfoot, but also because of other dangerous animals lurking around. Their journey brought them to a hidden mountain lake, which they believed might be where Bigfoot was hiding. This area was isolated and hard to reach, making it the perfect place to set up camp. Ronnie and Mireya decided to explore the mountain closest to the camp, while Russell and Bryce searched the opposite side. They kept in touch to coordinate their efforts. The team had advanced gear, including a drone with special sensors. These sensors, originally meant for finding gas leaks in pipelines, were adapted to pick up smells often linked to Bigfoot like skunk, wet dog, rotting flesh, and waste. As Ronnie and Mireya made their way through the thick forest, Russell found a river that flowed towards the sea. Using the drone, they found several places where the air was filled with the typical smells thought to be connected to Bigfoot. Mireya carefully examined these spots while Russell came across a strange piece of skin-like material hanging from a tree. The bad weather and wild animals didn't weaken their determination. Instead, it made them even more focused on finding proof of Bigfoot's existence. The morning began with more questions as they ventured deeper into the unknown, on the trail of the elusive creature. They carefully searched the forest, looking for footprints and other signs that might lead them to this mysterious creature. The large bear population on the island made it necessary to have armed guards, showing just how dangerous this mission was. Their journey took them deeper into Alaska's wildlands, where strange events and unexplained things made their job even harder. From trees flipped upside down to reported sightings of a white Bigfoot, each discovery only added to the mystery surrounding these creatures. But this wasn't the worst part. The local stories they heard along the way made their search even more thrilling and mysterious. They were determined to uncover the truth about the Alaskan wilderness and the legends of Bigfoot. The team was well prepared with cutting-edge tools like the modified drone, which had sensors capable of picking up scents like skunk, wet dog, decaying meat, and waste, often linked to sulfur compounds. They believed that by studying these smells, they could track down any sign of Bigfoot in the area. Their adventure led them to remote and hard-to-reach spots where they faced new dangers like sharp Devil's Club plants, adding more risks with every step. Still, their drive to find answers never wavered because every obstacle could be the key to a breakthrough in their search. The team's journey for answers was driven by clues they couldn't find anywhere else. With firm determination, they ventured through the Alaskan wilderness, keeping their sights set on proving the existence of a mysterious creature. Each step took them further into unknown lands. No matter the obstacles, their commitment kept pushing them forward even when things didn't go as planned. Each challenge they faced only made them more determined to continue. While exploring Prince of Wales Island in Alaska, they didn't just battle through thick, dangerous forests, they also had to put together clues that seemed scattered all over. The journey wasn't just tough physically, it also tested their minds. However, they had their moments of success. From finding strange hares near huge nests to hearing eerie sounds in the middle of the night, every bit of evidence brought them closer to figuring out if Bigfoot really existed. But the rough terrain wasn't the only thing standing in their way. Many people doubted their findings and questioned if any of this was real. Despite that, they kept moving forward, believing strongly in their mission. With each new discovery, their understanding grew and their determination became even stronger. As they trekked deeper into the wilderness, they found more than they expected. Strange hares caught in thorny Devil's Club plants hinted that they were possibly in Bigfoot's hunting grounds. The excitement of being so close to uncovering proof filled them with both eagerness and caution. Russell and Mireya, key members of the team, stood on top of a glacier, their breath fogging up in the cold air. For weeks, they had chased clues through rocky landscapes, impenetrable forests, and hidden valleys in Northern California and Alaska. Yet the creature they were hunting always seemed just out of reach. Russell, a skilled tracker, scanned the distant horizon, while Mireya, just as determined, watched for movement in the shadows. Harsh weather and difficult terrain didn't stop them, as they were driven by the legend of this mysterious creature. Even though they hadn't found it yet, they weren't about to give up. They moved through the snow-covered forest, fully alert and focused. As the hours passed and the trees cast long shadows around them, their spirits remained high, fueled by the hope of finally finding Bigfoot. Russell and Mireya kept a close watch on the thick woods, constantly looking for any movement. They believed Bigfoot might be nearby, hidden in the dense forest. As the sun began to set, they realized they needed to find a safe place to stay for the night. The woods after dark weren't somewhere they wanted to be, especially with something possibly lurking nearby. In the quiet wilderness, unexpected dangers loomed, challenging their every step. A night among shadows. With a sense of urgency, they searched for a good spot to camp and soon found a small clearing surrounded by thick trees. It wasn't much, but it would provide some shelter from the weather. Throughout the night, they stayed alert, listening for any sounds that might signal Bigfoot's presence. Oddly, the forest was quiet except for the occasional rustle of leaves or the far-off call of an owl. At first light, they left their makeshift shelter eager to keep searching. Even though they hadn't slept well, they were still determined to uncover the truth about Bigfoot. They ventured deeper into the woods, finding clues like broken branches and footprints that hinted at Bigfoot's presence. Each clue lifted their spirits, making them feel like they were getting closer to their goal. But then disaster struck. Mireya tripped over a fallen log and hurt her ankle, falling into the snow. They were far from any town with no way to call for help. The situation was serious. Russell acted quickly, using branches and cloth to make a splint for her ankle and a crutch for her to lean on. Even though she was in pain, Mireya refused to give up. With Russell's help, she pushed forward, determined to complete their mission. As they continued their journey, they found more evidence, like a discarded bone and a clump of hair, each discovery more fascinating than the last. But things were about to get worse. They stepped into a clearing and were hit by a terrible smell. What they saw next was disturbing. A fresh kill, its remains scattered across the ground, soaked in blood. The air was thick with the sharp smell of blood, and the scene was one of pure violence. Amidst the remains, they found large bones that were broken and rib pieces that suggested the creature responsible was powerful and deadly. The sheer destruction they saw was unlike anything they had ever encountered. It was clear this wasn't just any animal, but something far more dangerous lurking in the shadows of the woods. But their troubles didn't end there. Suddenly, a snowstorm rolled in, covering everything in white and wiping out their tracks. When the storm passed, Russell and Mireya realized they had lost precious time. With Mireya's ankle still sore and the trail now gone, they knew they had to find Bigfoot soon or risk being trapped in the wilderness. Still, they refused to give up. They pressed on, their determination unshaken, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them as they continued their search for the truth. Russell and Mireya moved through the snowy landscape, determined and focused. The cold and difficult conditions didn't weaken their hope. They truly believed they were close to finding Bigfoot. Every step through the deep snow was hard, but they kept going, prepared to do whatever it took to prove the creature was real. Just as they thought about stopping for the day, a dark figure appeared in the distance, moving among the trees. They stopped, confused and curious. Was this the creature they were looking for? They didn't have the answers yet, but the sight of the shadowy figure disappearing into the woods, leaving footprints behind, made them even more determined. The area they were searching was huge, more than 3 times the size of Texas, but this moment gave them new hope. After catching their breath, they realized that what they saw could change everything. This might be the proof they needed. Feeling proud of their progress, they headed back to their base, filled with excitement and anticipation for what might come next. At the edge of Hidden Mountain Lake, the atmosphere grew tense. Russell kept watch on the thermal imaging data while operating a drone flying over the area. Meanwhile, Ronnie and Mireya, with their own devices, entered the dense forest around the lake, hoping to drive the mysterious creature into the open. As the evening fell, they were on the brink of a discovery that could change everything: the quest for Bigfoot in the dense forest. The forest closed in around them with thick trees and bushes. Every step was slow and careful as they navigated fallen branches and rough ground. Their senses were sharp, listening for any sound or movement. Suddenly, a rustling noise stopped them in their tracks. They felt their hearts race as they scanned the area. Was it the creature or just the wind? Mireya held her thermal imager tightly, searching for signs of life. Ronnie moved carefully beside her, every sound putting them on edge. Then, another faint rustle broke the silence, leaving them tense, knowing something was near. Back at the station, Russell grew more anxious. Despite what Ronnie and Mireya had experienced, the data still showed nothing. The tension among the team was rising. Time passed slowly. Only the sounds of distant birds and the wind through the trees broke the quiet. Then a burst of static over the radio. Ronnie and Mireya reported seeing a dark figure moving through the bushes, but it had disappeared before they could get a clear look. Russell felt disappointment. The creature was real and close, but they hadn't captured it yet. The team, however, was determined to continue. They knew they were on the edge of something huge, a discovery that could change everything. As they moved deeper into the forest, their determination grew stronger. Every step brought them closer to the unknown, where the truth about Bigfoot might be waiting. They were explorers, pushing forward into mystery, driven by excitement and a deep connection to the wild world they were navigating. But the journey was more than just about finding Bigfoot. It was a test of their courage, curiosity, and teamwork. It pushed them to their limits and brought them together, united in their mission to uncover the unknown. Despite the challenges, their spirits stayed strong, knowing that answers might lie just ahead. And while the creature was their goal, the expedition had already achieved something powerful. It had inspired others to explore the mysteries of nature and to keep asking questions about the world around them. This adventure had changed the team forever, deepening their respect for the wilderness and the creatures that might live within it. As they moved deeper into the forest, their equipment in hand, the team felt both nervous and excited. They knew they were walking into a mystery where anything could happen. Each step brought them closer to the answers they were seeking, and they were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. What do you think lurks in the unexplored wilds of our world? Dive into the discussion and let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more adventurous content.